everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay White. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to draft, cut and sew a waistcoat. This picture you are seeing on your screen, that is what we're going to be doing today. So I've already gone ahead to draw out my box. This is where I'll be working with. So I've taken out the length of what we'll be working with, the length of the waistcoat we are going to be working with. So now at this point, the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking the shoulder measurement. So the shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches. 15 inches is what I'm working with. So 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. So I've gone ahead to put it down. So now I'm going to be taking the shoulder to the chest line. So the shoulder to the chest line I'm working with is actually 9 inches. But because this is a waistcoat, I am going to be taking 8.5. I don't want the arm to be too big, the armhole to be too big. So I've taken 8.5 and I'll go ahead and put down the 7.5 for the shoulder measurement. So after doing that, I am going to be connecting both points together, just as you see me doing. I'm connecting both points together, and then I'm going to extend the chest line. I'm going to extend it this way. So now at this point, we're going to be taking our neck measurements. So the neck width I'm working with, I'm going to be using as first 3 by 3, 3 inches for the neck width, and for the neck depth, I'll be using 3 inches as well. I'm still going to extend it later. I'm still going to bring it down the neck depth later. So I'm just working with 3 by 3 for now. So at this point, I am going to connect what we have, our neckline of 3 by 3. So after connecting it, we're going to be doing what? Taking our shoulder slope. So the shoulder slope I'm going to be taking is 1.25. And so I'm going to take the shoulder to the waist, which is 17.5. I'll go ahead and connect it this way. So after doing that, the next thing I will do is to take the shoulder to the bust point. So the shoulder to the bust point I'm working with is 11 inches. I'll go ahead and note it down. After noting it down, I'll connect the points together, just as you see me doing. Thereafter, we are going to be imputing all our measurements on our pattern. So the bust I'm working with is bust 40. 40 divided by 4 will give us 10 inches. So I'm going to put down 10 inches on that chest line. I'll be noting down 10 inches. So the waist I'm working with is 35 inches. 35 divided by 4 will give us 8.75, and I'm going to be adding an extra 1 inch to it for the dart. Of our jacket, I am going to be taking 43 inches. I'll just put down 43 inches, and after doing that, the next thing we have to do is to connect all the points that we have together. At these points, we are going to be imputing our dart. So the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 8 inches. So 8 divided by 2 will give us 4 inches. So I'm taking 4 inches for the dart. So I'll go ahead and connect what I have and draw out what the dart leg, just as you see me doing. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, we'll come over to the armhole. We're going to divide from the shoulder slope to the chest line into 2. So whatever we have at that midpoint, we're going to note it down. So after noting it down, I am going to come in with 0.5. I'm coming in with 0.5, and I'll connect it upwards to the shoulder slope, and I'm going to be using my curve ruler to connect my armhole. So now at this point, I am going to be connecting my dart leg to the armhole. So this is a princess dart we're doing. So what I'm going to do, from that point where I came in with 0.5, I'm going to come down with 1/2 inch and connect it to the bust points. So after doing that, I'm going to come over to the neckline and increase it by 8 inches for the neck depth, and I'll connect it upward. So now this is going to be my buttonhole allowance, the 1 inch I have there. I'll just go ahead and extend the neckline to the buttonhole allowance. So now for the neck width, like I said, I'm still going to increase it to 3.5 inches. So when you measure it, I want the neckline to be 3.5 inches. So I have done that already. And for the dart, I am going to tighten it with half an inch, 0.5. I hope you are following what I am doing. So I'll just tighten that armhole with 0.5 just to give the armhole a little bit of fitting. So after doing that, I'm going to come over to the neckline. I want to tighten it with 0.5 to avoid any gaping on the neckline. So I'll just go ahead and draw out that line. You can actually do without this, but I just want to tighten that neckline a bit to avoid any gaping on the neckline. So I'm just using just 0.5 or 0.25 is actually okay for that. So on the hem, I'm going to go up with 2 inches for the side. At the side, I'm taking 2 inches upward. And for the center front, that is the buttonhole area, I'll be going up with 2.5. So I'll just go ahead and extend my buttonhole line. What I took there was 2.5 from the hem of this jacket I'm working with. So I'm going to connect it. So from the dart leg, I am going out with 1.5, then I'll connect it to the button allowance area, and I'll use my curve and connect from that area. I'll take it to the side. I want it to have a little bit of curve at the hem. So this is how our jacket is going to look like after drafting it. We're pretty much done with the front, so this is where I'm going to be placing my button. At this point, we're going to go over to the back and draft out the back. So I've extended all the lines, the shoulder line, the waistline, and the chest line. So now I'm going to be taking 7.5 for the shoulder measurement. So after taking the 7.5, I'm going to go ahead and connect it. So after connecting it, for the shoulder slope at the back, I am going to use 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Don't forget that in front we use 1.2, at the back I'm using 1 inch. And for the neck width, I'll be using 3 inches, and the neck depth, I'll be using 1 inch for the neck depth. So after taking it down, I will do what? Connect what I have together. So before we input all our measurements, I'm going to tighten the back with 0.75. After tightening the back on the waistline, I will connect it upward and take it to the hem. So now I'm going to measure what I have for the length of the jacket. So from the side, you can see what I'm doing. I've measured it. So I'm going to go over to the back and I'm going to be taking the length. So, but what I'll be doing is that I'll be reducing the back with 1 inch because I'm going to be adding a bust dart to the front. So now I'll be reducing the back with 1 inch, the length of the back with 1 inch. So I'll just connect whatever I have. So this is where our back length will be stopping at. So after doing that, the next thing we'll do is to take the dart. I'll go ahead and mark 4 inches on the waist, 4 inches on the hem, and I'm going to place my tape on the waistline and come up with 6 inches. So that's where the dart will be stopping at. I'll mark my 4 inches there. After marking the 4 inches, I am going to connect what I have. Just as you see me doing, I'm connecting it to the straight ruler. So I am going to mark out the dart leg of 0.5 on both sides, which is 1 inch. So now I'm going to connect the dart leg. So after doing that, we're going to come over to the armhole and divide whatever we have there. And after dividing it on that midpoint, I'm going to go in with 0.25. I'm coming in with 0.25 for the armhole at the back, and I will connect the armhole using my curve ruler. So I want the back to have a princess dart as well, just as we did in front. So now I'm going to come up from the midpoint of the armhole. I'm going to come up with 1 inch. So after coming up with 1 inch, I am going to connect it to the dart leg. Just as you see me doing, I'm just going to connect it this way. So now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be inputting all our measurements. So I'll note down the bust measurements, the waist measurements, and the hip measurements. That is the hem of our top. So after doing that, I'm going to add an extra 1 inch to the waist because we removed 1 inch for the dart. So now I am going to connect what we have taken, the point we have noted down. I'm going to connect it. So like I said earlier, I am going to use 1 inch for the difference between the front and the back. So it's 1 inch. Yours can be 2 inches or 1.5. So on the bust point at the front, I am going to note down the 1 inch. So that's the difference between the front and the back. So I'm going to connect it to the bust point. So now we are going to be closing that bust dart that we have noted down. We're going to close the bust dart. So we're pretty much done with almost all we're doing. So now for the neck width, I am still going to extend the neck width for the back just as we did in front. So I'm going to increase it to 3.5. So after taking 3.5, I'll just go ahead and connect it this way. So because this is a waistcoat, I am going to come in with 0.5 on the shoulder slope, on the shoulder line there. I'm coming in with 0.5 because this is a waistcoat. So I'll just go ahead and remove 0.5. So I'll be doing that for the front as well. I'm going to come over to the front shoulder line. I will take out 0.5 just as I did in front. I will take it out. And after marking out the 0.5, I will connect it to the armhole. So I'm going to connect it to the armhole just as you see me doing. So after connecting it this way, I'm also going to extend this dart leg with 0.5. So this is to eliminate any form of shortage while joining the fabrics together. So after raising it with 0.5, I am going to connect it to the armhole. So can you see it? So I'm going to be doing the same thing at the back as well. I already have my 0.5. If you look at it critically, you see it. So I already have my 0.5 there. I am just going to connect it to the armhole this way. So this is it. This is what our pattern is looking like. Can you see? It's very easy and simple to make. So now I'm going to cut it out. I will go ahead and close the bust dart. Don't forget, we're going to close that 1 inch we brought out for the bust dart. I'm going to go ahead and close it. So this is what our pattern set is looking like now that we have cut it out. So we're going to be working with our fabric now. So this is the fabric I'm working with. This is like a cotton fabric. So I'll just go ahead, place my pattern on my fabric and cut it out. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. So I've brought out all the seam allowance that we'll be working with. For the side, what we're working with is 1 inch. 1 inch allowance for the joining at the side. So this is what we have. So now I am going to be joining our fabrics together. So you can as well use your stale at this point. If you want to stay your fabric, you can stale it. But for tutorial purpose, I'm not going to be adding stay to this fabric. So we're going to be joining fabric to fabric and lining to lining. So this is what it looks like after joining the darts together. Can you see it, how neat it is? I have ironed it out. So this is what it's looking like. So now guys, at this point, I am going to be joining the armhole together. So this is what I am going to do, because we want everything to be enclosed. So I'm going to place both armhole together this way. Just follow what I'm doing. So I'll place both together this way. So the allowance that was left was 0.5. So I'll be using the 0.5 to sew it down. After sewing it down, I will bring it out, notch it. Don't forget to notch the armhole. After sewing it, you have to notch it. Also give it a good press. After notching it, give it a good press. You have to iron it very well for it to relax. So guys, this is what our jacket is looking like. Our waistcoat, this is what is looking like. Very easy and simple to make. It's actually a very fast one. So this is what is looking like. So neat. Can you see? This is what our waistcoat is looking like. We are done with it. So what is left for me to do is to fix my buttons on it and the buttonhole. That is what I'm going to be doing next. So after doing that, I'm going to put it on and show you what this jacket is looking like. So guys, this is the final outcome of our waistcoat. Guys, can you see it? So you can use it with a corporate or a casual wear. It goes for both ways. So this is what our waistcoat is looking like. So please, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit on that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share my video, make your comments. Till our next tutorial again, we'll be doing something else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.